My child, I have been watching you through the long, silent watches of the night, counting every tear that has fallen upon your pillow when the rest of the world was asleep. I have seen the way you hold your breath when the weight of the world feels like it might crush the very spirit I breathed into you. You have walked through a valley that felt endless, a season where the shadows seem to stretch longer with every passing hour, and I know that your heart is weary. I am here now, not as a distant observer, but as the father who has never left your side, even when the fog of anxiety made me feel miles away. I want you to take a deep, slow breath and feel my presence surrounding you like a warm mantle. The heaviness you have been carrying, the constant worry about how the ends will meet, the sharp sting of loneliness that echoes in the quiet corners of your home, and the fear that your best days are behind you. I am taking it all from your shoulders this very moment. You were never meant to carry these burdens alone. You were created to be loved, to be guided, and to be whole. I see your bank account, and I see the numbers that keep you awake at night, but I also see the windows of heaven that I am preparing to open over your life. Do not let your heart be troubled by what the world tells you is impossible, for I am the God of the impossible, and my timing is never a second too late. This week, my beloved, marks a divine turning point in your story. You have sown in tears for long enough, and the season of the harvest has arrived. I am moving behind the scenes in ways your physical eyes cannot yet perceive. I am speaking to the hearts of people who will favor you. I am opening doors that have been rusted shut for years. I am clearing the path that was cluttered with obstacles. You have felt like a desert, parched and forgotten, but I am about to release a river of my grace into the dry places of your soul. By the end of this week, the very things that caused you to weep in frustration will become the foundations of your greatest testimony. The phone call you have been waiting for, the healing you thought was out of reach, and the financial breakthrough that seemed like a distant dream are all converging in this divine window of time. I am replacing your spirit of heaviness with a garment of praise. I am mending the fractures in your heart caused by those who let you down, reminding you that my love is the only constant that will never fail you. You are not a mistake, and you are certainly not forgotten. I have engraved your name upon the palms of my hands. When you feel the urge to doubt, remember that I am the one who commands the morning and tells the sun where to rise. If I can sustain the universe, I can surely sustain you. This week is not just another 7 days on the calendar. It is a sacred interval of transformation. Your anxiety is being replaced by a peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace that will guard your heart and your mind. I am breathing new life into your dreams, even the ones you buried because the pain of disappointment was too great to bear. Dig them up, my child, for I am the God of resurrection. I am turning your mourning into dancing. I am taking the ashes of your past and creating something of exquisite beauty. As the sun sets and rises this week, watch how I begin to shift the atmosphere around you. You will notice small miracles at first, a sudden sense of calm, an unexpected gesture of kindness, a problem that suddenly resolves itself, and these are but the ripples before the great wave of my blessing. I am your provider, your healer, and your most intimate friend. I am leaning down to whisper to you, be still, and know that I am God. Your tears of sorrow have reached my throne, and I am turning them into wine. I am turning them into pearls. I am turning them into tears of pure, unadulterated joy. Rest now in the assurance that I am working all things together for your good. The struggle is ending, and the celebration is about to begin. You have been faithful in the little, and now I am making you ruler over much. Walk through these coming days with your head held high, for you are the child of the King, and your victory is already written in the stars. I love you with an everlasting love, and my promises are yes and amen. Prepare your heart to laugh again, for the joy that is coming is far greater than the sorrow that is leaving. This is my word to you, and it shall not return to me void. Trust me, for I am with you always, even until the very end of the age. Your breakthrough is here. Your miracle is now. By the end of this week, you will look back and marvel at how I turned your mourning into a song of triumph. Receive my peace, receive my love, and get ready to witness the extraordinary. Monday will begin not with the dread you have grown accustomed to, but with a strange, unshakable peace that settles over your spirit before your eyes even open. As you step into the light of this new day, I am clearing the path before you. I am removing the stumbling blocks that have tripped you up for months, and I am smoothing the rugged terrain of your daily routine. You have walked through a season where every step felt like a battle against gravity, where even the simplest tasks felt like climbing a mountain. But this week, I am putting wings on your feet. You will find yourself moving with a grace that is not your own. When you walk into your workplace, or when you sit at your kitchen table to face the bills that have caused you so much sleeplessness, look closely. I am in the details. I am the unexpected phone call that brings news of an extension. I am the sudden clarity that comes when you were once confused. I am the warmth in your chest when you realize that the burden you were carrying has suddenly become light. I see the secret places of your heart where you have hidden your deepest disappointments. I see the names of the people you have prayed for until your voice went hoarse, the ones who seem further away from me than ever. Do not be discouraged by what your physical eyes see, for the spiritual realm is already ablaze with my response. I am working in the hearts of those you love, softening the soil, breaking the crust of pride, and planting seeds of reconciliation. By Wednesday, you will notice a shift in the way people respond to you. Those who were once cold will offer a smile. Those who were critical will find words of affirmation. This is not by chance, but by my design. I am aligning the hearts of men to favor you because you have kept your heart aligned with me. Remember the moments you spent in the shower, letting the water hide your tears because you didn't want the world to see your breaking point. I was there, catching every drop. I am taking those moments of absolute vulnerability and turning them into your greatest strengths. You thought you were breaking, but I was actually breaking the shell that kept your true potential hidden. Like a seed must burst open to become a tree, your spirit is expanding. I am enlarging your territory, not just in the physical world, but in the capacity of your soul to hold joy. You have become a deep well, hollowed out by sorrow, so that you may now hold an abundance of my living water. On Thursday, I want you to pay attention to the coincidences. You will find a book, a song, or a conversation that speaks directly to the questions you asked me in the dark of night 3 years ago. I have not forgotten. I am a God of perfect timing, and I am bringing full circle the things you thought were lost forever. The dreams you laid on the altar, thinking they had died, watch as I breathe my ruach, my holy breath, into them once more. They are not dead. They were merely sleeping, waiting for the climate of your life to be ready for their manifestation. I am the master gardener, and I know exactly when the harvest is ripe. You have endured the winter of the soul, where everything looked gray and lifeless, but the buds are already forming on the branches. Can you smell the fragrance of change in the air? It is the scent of rain falling on a parched land. I am saturating your life with my presence. I am your advocate in rooms you haven't entered yet. I am speaking your name to people who have the power to help you, and I am making them restless until they reach out to you. This is the week where the no becomes a yes, where the wait becomes now, and where the never becomes already done. Do not let the enemy whisper lies of doubt into your ear during the quiet hours. When he tells you that this is just another week of struggle, answer him with the truth of my promise. Tell your soul to hope in me. I am weaving a tapestry out of the frayed threads of your life, and while you can only see the tangled knots on the underside, I am looking at the masterpiece on the top. Every frustration, Every delay and every tear was a thread of a specific color, necessary for the beauty of the final image. You are my workmanship, created for good works, and I am not finished with you yet. In fact, the most beautiful chapters are currently being written. Feel the tension leaving your shoulders. Let the muscles in your jaw relax. I am in control of the universe, and I am in control of your tomorrow. You do not need to figure everything out. You only need to trust the one who has already figured it out for you. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and I am standing in your future, beckoning you forward with a smile. The tears that fall now are different. They are the precursor to the laughter that will bubble up from your belly by the time the weekend arrives. I am restoring your sense of wonder. I am giving you back your song. You will look at your reflection and see a light in your eyes that hasn't been there in a long, long time. This is the glow of a child who knows they are cherished, protected, and deeply loved. Keep walking, my beloved. Every step is bringing you closer to the moment where you will drop to your knees, not in pain, but in overwhelming gratitude for the way I have come through for you. I see the way you look at the calendar with a heavy heart, counting the days of lack and the weeks of uncertainty as if they were a life sentence. You have been holding your breath, waiting for the other shoe to drop, but I am telling you that I have caught you before you could even stumble. The ground beneath your feet is firmer than it feels, for I have reinforced the foundation of your life with my very breath. Think back to the mountain you thought you could not climb last year. Look how far below it is now, shrouded in the mists of a past you have already conquered. This current valley is not your graveyard, it is your garden. I am planting things in the dark that can only grow in the soil of your surrender. You have been asking why certain people walked away, why certain doors remained locked despite your frantic knocking until your knuckles were bruised. My child, if I had let you enter those rooms, they would have broken you. I was not denying you. I was defending you. I was keeping you for a room that is being prepared specifically for your arrival. There is a conversation happening right now in a room you haven't entered yet, among people you haven't met, concerning a blessing that has your name written on it in bold letters. Your name is being spoken with favor in high places, because I am the one moving the hearts of kings and influencers on your behalf. As the sun sets today, let go of the need to be your own savior. You are weary from trying to manufacture your own miracles out of thin air. Stop trying to stir the water. I am the one who walks upon it, and I am heading straight toward your boat. By Wednesday afternoon, you will receive a small sign, a coincidence that is anything but. It will be a wink from heaven, a gentle nudge to let you know I am listening to the prayers you were too tired to even speak out loud. By Thursday, the heavy cloud that has been sitting on your chest, making it hard to take a full breath, will begin to lift. You will find yourself humming a melody you haven't thought of in years, a song from your childhood or a hymn of hope. This is the sound of your spirit recognizing its liberation. I am dealing with the roots of your anxiety, not just the surface branches. I am going back into your history, back into those moments where you first felt not enough or abandoned, and I am pouring my liquid love into those cracks until they are sealed forever. You are more than enough because you are mine. Your worth is not tied to your productivity, your bank account, or your relationship status. You are precious because I chose to breathe life into you. Watch how I handle the situation that keeps you awake at 2 in the morning. That legal matter, that medical report, that family rift that seems unfixable, it is not too big for me. I am the God of the impossible, and I specialize in turning too late into just in time. The tears you shed in the shower this morning were not lost or wasted. They were collected in my bottle. I am turning those salty drops into the wine of your celebration. You will look back at this very week and mark it as the turning point, the intersection where my grace met your utter exhaustion. Do not pull back now. Do not let the enemy of your soul convince you that this is just another emotional high that will fade by Monday. This is a permanent spiritual shift. I am rearranging the furniture of your life to make room for the increase I am bringing. I see you standing in your kitchen, looking at the bills, wondering how the math will ever add up. I am the God of the loaves and the fishes, and I am about to multiply your resources in ways that defy logic. I see you looking at that empty chair, feeling the sting of loneliness. I am filling that void with a peace that surpasses understanding and a community that will see the real you and love you for it. Prepare your heart for the suddenly. Suddenly, the phone will ring. Suddenly, the peace will settle. Suddenly, you will realize that the fear that haunted you for months has simply vanished. We are walking together, hand in hand, through the fire, and you will not even smell like smoke when we emerge on the other side. This is my covenant with you. I am not a man that I should lie. If I said I will do it, I will do it. Rest in that. Rest in me. The week is unfolding and my goodness is chasing you down, eager to overtake you. Can you hear the sound of the rain? Not the storm that destroys, but the gentle spring rain that brings the harvest to life. Your harvest is ready, and it is more beautiful than you imagined. I am removing the yoke of should and must from your neck and replacing it with the wings of can and will. You will dance again. You will laugh until your sides ache, and you will realize that the tears of this past Monday were merely the water needed to make the seeds of your joy sprout. I am with you in the grocery store aisles, in the long commute through traffic, in the mundane tasks that feel like a dead end. Every mundane moment is a holy ground when you walk it with me. I am turning your routine into a revelation. Listen to the quiet whisper in your heart that says, "It's going to be okay." That is not wishful thinking. That is my spirit confirming the victory. Look at your hands. I am putting new tools in them. Look at your feet. I am directing them to higher ground. The darkness is retreating because you are carrying my light. There is a specific letter or email that has been delayed, but it is coming, and the news within it will make you catch your breath in wonder. I have been orchestrating the timing down to the second. You are not late, you are not forgotten, and you are certainly not alone. The weekend is approaching, and with it comes a testimony that will encourage everyone around you. You are my living masterpiece, and the world is about to see the beauty I have been working on in the secret place. Keep your eyes on me, not the waves. We are almost there. As you stand in your kitchen tonight, the low hum of the refrigerator being the only sound in the room, I want you to feel my presence in the stillness. I saw the way you looked at that stack of unopened mail on the counter, the way your heart did a small, anxious flutter before you looked away. I know the weight of those bills, and more than that, I know the weight of the expectations you feel you haven't met. But listen to me. Your value is not a calculation of your debt or your productivity. You are precious because you are mine. I am breathing on those dry bones of your finances right now. I am the God of the loaves and the fishes, and I am working in the decimals and the hidden places of your bank account. You have been worried about the how, but I am the who. By Friday afternoon, you will see a small, unexpected sign, a provision that covers exactly what you needed, down to the very cent. This is not a coincidence. It is a kiss from heaven to remind you that I am your provider. Think back to the Tuesday when you sat in your car for 10 extra minutes after work, unable to find the energy to walk through your front door. You cried then, didn't you? Silent, heavy tears that felt like they were pulling the very soul out of your chest. You thought you were alone in that parking lot, but I was in the passenger seat, holding the space for your sorrow. Those tears were not wasted. I have bottled every single one, and I am even now turning them into the wine of your joy. The very thing that caused you to weep in that car, the feeling of being overlooked and underappreciated, is being overturned. I am placing a mantle of favor upon you that will make people see you in a new light. Your boss, your colleagues, even the strangers you pass on the street will notice a glow about you that they cannot explain. It is my glory settling upon you, transforming your invisible years into a season of high visibility for my purpose. I am also moving in the landscape of your family. I know the names you whisper in your prayers before you fall asleep, the children who have strayed, the parents who are aging, the siblings who are distant. I am walking through the hallways of their hearts where you cannot go. There is a wall of resentment that has been standing for years, a barrier built of misunderstandings and sharp words. I am touching that wall. By the end of this week, a crack will appear. A simple text message, a short phone call, or a memory that surfaces in their mind will begin the thaw. Do not force it. Do not strive to fix what only I can heal. Just watch. Your tears of frustration over these broken bridges are about to become tears of relief as you see the first signs of a supernatural reconciliation. I am the restorer of the breach, and I am bringing your loved ones home to a place of peace. Notice the physical tiredness you have been carrying in your shoulders. It is the weight of the world that I never asked you to carry. Reach up and let me take it. I am replacing that tension with a lightness of spirit. You will wake up tomorrow morning and notice that the heavy fog that usually greets you has lifted. The sun will look brighter against the autumn leaves, and the air will smell like promise. I am sharpening your senses to perceive the beauty that has been right in front of you. You have been walking through a masterpiece with your eyes closed, but I am saying, Ephphatha, be opened. See the miracle in the morning coffee. See the grace in the neighbor's wave. These are the small threads I am weaving together to create the tapestry of your breakthrough. There is a creative project, a dream, or a business idea that you buried in the backyard of your heart because someone told you it was impractical. I am digging it up. I am blowing the dust off those blueprints and breathing life into them once more. The world needs what you have to offer, and I have timed your emergence for such a time as this. By Saturday, you will receive a spark of inspiration so vivid it will keep you awake with excitement rather than anxiety. This is the can and will I promised you. You will find that the resources you thought were missing have been waiting for you in the hands of people you haven't even met yet. I am aligning the stars of your destiny. Do not be afraid to say yes when the door swings wide. You have spent so long being the one who takes care of everyone else, the one who holds the umbrella while others stay dry. But this week, I am the one holding the umbrella over you. I am your shelter from the storm and your shade from the heat. I am pampering your soul. Expect small luxury moments of grace, a shorter line than usual, a green light when you're running late, a compliment that hits exactly where you felt most insecure. These are my love letters to you. I am wooing you back to a place of trust, where you don't have to white-knuckle your way through life. Let go of the steering wheel. I know the path, and it leads directly to the fountain of joy. The tears you shed on Monday were the last of the old season. The tears you will shed on Sunday will be the first of the new tears of sheer, overwhelming gratitude that I am who I say I am, and that I have done exactly what I promised. We are moving into the deep waters now, where the fish are plenty and the grace is bottomless. Keep your heart open. The best part of the week is just beginning. As Thursday transitions into the velvet quiet of Friday morning, I want you to pay attention to your breathing. For so long, your breath has been shallow, a rhythmic testament to your survival mode, as if you were afraid that taking a full, deep lungful of air might somehow cost you something you couldn't afford. But today, I am expanding your capacity to receive. I am unclenching your jaw while you sleep. I am softening the muscles in your neck that have carried the weight of the world like a heavy yoke. Do you feel that slight lightness in your chest as you wake? That is the space I am clearing for the joy that is currently en route. Think of this Friday as the day of the great clearing. I am moving the debris of old disappointments out of the hallway of your heart so that the new blessings don't get stuck at the door. You might find yourself compelled to clean a drawer, to delete old emails that no longer serve you, or to finally throw away that reminder of a season that broke your spirit. These are not just chores, they are prophetic acts of preparation. You are making room for the more that I have promised. Even now, in the unseen realms, I am speaking your name to people who have the power to help you. I am placing your face in their dreams and your needs in their hearts. You won't have to manipulate these connections. You won't have to rehearse a sales pitch or hide your scars to be worthy of their kindness. They will come to you with a spirit of, "How can I help?" And you will realize that my favor is a far more effective currency than your hard labor ever was. Consider the financial knot that has been tightening in your mind. You've been staring at the numbers, trying to make them stretch like a thin piece of elastic, fearing the moment they finally snap. I am the one who multiplied the loaves and the fish, and I am the one who can make your not enough overflow into more than enough. Look for a sign in your mailbox or your digital inbox by Friday afternoon, a small token of my provision that whispers, "I have seen your bills, and I have already signed the check." It might not be the whole mountain moving just yet, but you will see the first stone roll away, and that is your cue to start singing. I want to talk to you about the people you have lost along the way, those who walked out when the storm got too loud or those who simply couldn't handle the version of you that was hurting. I am healing the sting of their absence. I am replacing the hollow echoes of goodbye with the warm, resonant hello of a community that truly sees you. This weekend, I am orchestrating a divine encounter. It might be a simple conversation over coffee or a chance meeting at the grocery store, but the words spoken will feel like oil poured over a wound. You have been so lonely in your leadership, so isolated in your strength. I am bringing you Erin and her types, people who will hold up your arms when you are too tired to fight. You were never meant to be a solitary fortress. You are a garden, and I am bringing the rain and the gardeners to help you bloom. As the sun sets on Friday and the threshold of Saturday approaches, I want you to let go of the how. Your mind is a beautiful tool, but it is a terrible master. You have spent countless hours trying to reverse engineer my miracles, trying to figure out the logistics of how I could possibly turn your situation around. Stop. My ways are not your ways, and my logic transcends your limitations. When I created the stars, I didn't ask for a blueprint, I simply spoke. And I am speaking peace over your Saturday. Saturday will be the day of the sacred spark. You will be doing something mundane, perhaps washing the dishes, driving down a familiar road, or watching the wind move through the trees, and suddenly it will hit you. A solution to a problem that has plagued you for years. A creative idea that feels like a lightning bolt of pure gold. A sense of direction so clear that all the fog of the last 6 months will dissipate in an instant. This is not just a good idea. It is a God idea. It is the map I am handing you for the next season of your life. It will be so vivid that you will want to write it down immediately. Do not ignore it. This spark is the seed of your future joy. I am also tending to your physical body. You have been so tired, a tiredness that sleep alone cannot fix. It is a soul weariness. This weekend I am infusing your very cells with my vitality. I am renewing your youth like the eagles. You will find that the chronic ache in your back or the tension headache that has been your constant companion begins to lift. I am pampering you, not just with external blessings, but with internal restoration. I want you to feel what it's like to be, well, again, not just functional, but vibrant. I am taking you back to the curiosity of your childhood, to the version of you that believed the world was full of magic and that anything was possible. That person didn't die. They were just buried under the rubble of adulting and responsibility. I am digging you out. On Saturday evening, you will feel a shift in the atmosphere of your home. The air will feel thicker with my presence, softer with my grace. You might find yourself crying then, not out of sadness, but because the relief is becoming tangible. It's the feeling of a heavy coat being taken off your shoulders after a long walk in the cold. You are coming home to yourself, and you are finding that I am already there, waiting with the fire lit and the table set. We are nearing the fountain of joy now. The path is no longer uphill. You are caught in the current of my goodness, and it is pulling you toward a Sunday that will redefine your understanding of my faithfulness. Keep your eyes open for the colors. The blue of the sky will look sharper, the green of the grass more intense. These are the visual cues that your perception is shifting from the gray scale of survival to the technicolor of my kingdom. Do not be afraid of the intensity of the joy that is coming. You have survived the intensity of the pain. You are more than strong enough to handle the weight of my glory. We are almost there. The best part of the week is no longer a promise for the future. It is the ground you are currently walking on. As the quiet of the night settles into the corners of your room, I am sifting through the archives of your heart, pulling out the blueprints of the dreams you folded away years ago. You thought they were expired, like old letters in a dusty attic, but in my hands, time is not a scavenger. It is a gardener. I am breathing life into the things you thought had withered. Remember that one specific dream, the one you whispered into your pillow when you were 20, before the world told you to be realistic. I haven't forgotten the sound of that whisper. It's been vibrating in the atmosphere of my presence ever since. Look around your living space tonight. Notice the small things you've overlooked, the stack of bills on the counter that kept you awake, the photograph of the person you miss so deeply, the mirror that you've been avoiding because you didn't recognize the weary person looking back. I am touching all of it. I am placing my hand over those bills, reminding you that my provision is not a transaction but a covenant. I am standing next to you as you look at that photograph, catching the silent tear that falls, because I know that love, even when it's wrapped in loss, is the most sacred thing you possess. And the mirror, I am wiping away the fog. Tomorrow, when you look into it, you won't see the exhaustion of 1,000 battles. You will see the radiance of a survivor who is being crowned with beauty for ashes. The shift is subtle at first, like the very first hint of dawn when the sky is more indigo than black. You might feel a sudden urge to hum a song you haven't thought of in a decade. You might find yourself reaching for a book or a hobby that you abandoned because you didn't have the energy anymore. That energy is returning. It's a holy second wind. Think of the times you've cried this week, the frustrated tears in the shower, the silent ones in the middle of a conversation where you had to pretend you were fine. I have bottled every single one. In my kingdom, nothing is wasted. Those tears have been the irrigation for the joy that is currently breaking through the soil of your spirit. You've been in a season of planting in sorrow, but the harvest is not just coming, it is here. As you lay your head down tonight, feel the pillow against your cheek as a reminder of my rest. I am standing guard over your thoughts. I am quieting the what-ifs and the how-wills that have been shouting at you. I am replacing the cacophony of your anxieties with the symphony of my peace. Can you hear it? It's the sound of the chains of not enough falling to the floor. You have spent so long trying to earn the right to be happy, trying to prove that you are worthy of a break. My child, the joy I am giving you isn't a reward for your performance. It's a response to your persistence. You stayed. You kept walking even when the path was invisible. You kept trusting even when the silence was deafening. And now, the silence is breaking. It's breaking into a song of victory. Sunday morning is not just a calendar date, it is a portal. When the sun hits your floor tomorrow, it will be a different kind of light. It will be the light of a new beginning that doesn't ask for your permission to shine. It just does. You will wake up and realize that the lump in your throat, the one that's been there for months, has finally dissolved. You will take a breath, and for the first time in a long time, it won't feel shallow. It will be deep, full, and life-giving. You are being reoxygenated with hope. We are moving into the final stretch of this week's transformation. Don't try to manufacture the joy. Don't try to force the smile. Let it bubble up naturally, like a spring that has finally found its way through the rock. You've been under pressure for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be light. But light is your natural state. You were made for the sun, not the shadows. As we step into the early hours of this Sunday, I am going to show you exactly how I've been working behind the scenes. I'm going to show you the why behind the wait. The tears you are about to shed are the most beautiful ones yet. They are the tears of a heart that has finally realized it is safe. They are the tears of a soul that has found its way home. Stay with me in this stillness. Let the anticipation grow, not as an anxious tingle, but as a steady, warm glow in your chest. The table is set, the fire is roaring, and the door is wide open. You are not a guest in my grace. You are the guest of honor. Every struggle of the past 6 days was leading to this. Every no you endured was making room for the yes that is about to resonate through every cell of your being. We are so close now that you can almost taste the sweetness in the air. This isn't a fleeting emotion. It's a foundational shift. You are being anchored in a joy that the world didn't give and the world cannot take away. Let the night do its work of restoration. And when you open your eyes, be ready to see the world through the lens of a miracle. As the clock ticks toward that dawn, I want you to look back at the Tuesday where you felt most forgotten. Do you remember the weight of the silence in your kitchen as you watched the steam rise from your mug, wondering if this was all life had to offer? You felt invisible, like a ghost in your own home, performing tasks that seemed to carry no weight in the grand design. But I was there, sitting across from you, counting the very heartbeats you thought were wasted. I saw the way you wiped the counter with a heavy hand, and I saw the prayers you couldn't even voice because they were buried under the fatigue of simply existing. I want you to know that those quiet moments of endurance were not gaps in my plan. They were the very soil in which this Sunday's joy was germinating. You see, the harvest you are about to reap required the exact amount of rain that fell from your eyes during those midnight hours. Think of the specific no that shattered your confidence on Wednesday. You thought it was a closed door, a finality that meant you weren't good enough, or that you had missed your window of opportunity. I want you to look closer now. That door didn't just close. It was locked by my hand to keep you from walking into a room that was too small for the destiny I have carved out for you. If you had entered that space, you would have settled for a fraction of what I am about to give you. The disappointment was my protection, a fierce and loving redirection that you will soon praise me for with a loud voice. Your tears of frustration were the cleansing water for the new vision I am giving you tonight. And what of the relationship that has felt like a fraying rope? The misunderstandings, the words left unsaid, the distance that felt like an ocean between you and those you love. I have been moving in the quiet spaces between those words. I have been softening the edges of hearts that you thought were hardened into stone. You've been trying to build bridges with your own strength, exhausting yourself in the process, but I am the master builder. I am aligning the pillars and securing the cables in ways you cannot see. This week, the breakthrough isn't just coming for your circumstances, it is coming for your connections. You will look into eyes that were once cold and see the reflection of a shared peace. The tears that fall then will be the salt that heals the old wounds, leaving no scars, only the wisdom of restoration. I have seen your bank account, and I have seen the ledger of your worries. I know the exact number of the debt that keeps you awake, and the specific fear of not enough that haunts your morning walk. Do not think for a second that the Creator of the stars is indifferent to the price of your bread. I am the God of the overflowing cup, not the God of just enough. The provision that is arriving isn't just to cover your needs. It is to remind you that you are a child of the King. You will find a grace in your finances, an unexpected opening, a debt canceled or a seed sown long ago that suddenly bears fruit in a winter season. When that happens, your knees will hit the floor and the tears will flow, not because you are relieved, but because you are overwhelmed by the realization that you were never, for 1 second, providing for yourself. It was always me. I am also tending to the physical vessel that has carried you through this grueling week. I feel the tension in your shoulders, the ache in your lower back, and the way your breath catches when the anxiety flares. Tonight, as you rest, I am sending my spirit to move through your nervous system like a cooling wind. I am resetting the rhythms of your heart. You have been running on adrenaline and grit, but I am switching the fuel to peace and power. You will wake up with a lightness in your limbs that feels unfamiliar, as if the gravity of the world has lost its grip on you. This is the physical manifestation of the spiritual shift. You are being unshackled from the heaviness of doing, so you can step into the radiance of being. Look at the specific dreams you tucked away in the back of your mind, the ones you labeled unrealistic or too late. I am pulling them out of the shadows. I am dusting them off and showing you that my timing is not governed by your calendar. You thought the season had passed, but I am the Lord of the seasons. I can make a rose bloom in the snow if I so desire. That creative spark, that business idea, that longing to travel or to build something new, it wasn't a whim. It was a whisper from my heart to yours. And this week, the whisper is becoming a roar. You will see signs, small at first, like a recurring number, a specific bird on your windowsill, or a phone call from someone you haven't spoken to in years, confirming that the path is being cleared. These signs are my love letters to you, reminders that I am in the details. Your tears of joy will be the ink with which we write this next chapter. You are not just surviving this week, you are being coronated within it. The struggle was the training ground, the tears were the baptism, and the joy is the inheritance. Stay in this space of deep, quiet knowing. Do not let the noise of the world's what-ifs drown out the melody of my I am. I am your peace. I am your provider. I am your future. And as the horizon begins to blush with the first hints of Sunday, know that the sun is not just rising on a new day, but on a new version of you, one that is unburdened, unafraid, and utterly drenched in my delight. We are entering the sanctuary of the miraculous, and you have the key in your hand. The key you hold is not made of iron or gold. It is forged from every yes you uttered when your heart wanted to scream no. It is the yes of your endurance, the yes you whispered in the dark when you couldn't see an inch in front of your face. As you stand at the threshold of these final days of the week, I want you to look back at the trail of tears you left behind. Do not look at them with shame or regret. Those tears were not wasted. They were the holy irrigation for the garden that is about to erupt in a riot of color before your very eyes. You felt the dryness of the desert, the parched, cracked earth of your soul, but all the while I was building secret aqueducts beneath the sand. Tonight, as the stars take their places in the tapestry of the firmament, I am shifting the atmosphere around your very home. That heavy cloud that has sat over your roof, the one that made your shoulders slouch and your breath come in short, jagged gasps, it is lifting. I am replacing the spirit of heaviness with a garment of praise that fits you as if it were woven for no one else in the universe. Do you remember the dream you tucked away in the back of a drawer, perhaps literal or perhaps figurative, nestled next to old photographs and the letters from people who are no longer there? I am the one who placed it there, and I am the one bringing it into the light. You thought it had died of neglect, but I have been breathing life into it in the secret places where you couldn't see. This week, as the tears begin to change their saltiness to the sweetness of relief, you will realize that nothing was truly lost. The years the locusts ate are being restored with interest, and the dividends will be paid in peace that transcends all understanding. Think of the person who doubted you, the one whose voice still echoes in the back of your mind saying you aren't enough, or that your time has passed. I am silencing that echo with the thunder of my approval. You are my masterpiece, and the finishing touches are being applied to this specific season right now. I am in the bank account that seems insufficient. I am the provider of the unexpected just enough, that is turning, even now, into more than enough. I am in the doctor's report that made your stomach drop. I am the great physician who speaks health over your marrow, your cells, and your weary bones. I am in the fractured relationship that keeps you awake at 3:00 a.m. I am the reconciler who turns hearts of stone into hearts of flesh. Feel the shift in the air. It is subtle, like the turning of a tide deep at sea, but it is irreversible. The ocean of my grace is rushing in to fill every tide pool and every dry crevice of your soul. You have been a warrior for so long, fighting battles people knew nothing about. You fought them in the grocery store aisles, behind the steering wheel in heavy traffic, and in the agonizing silence before sleep. But the battle is not yours anymore. I have taken the sword from your tired hands, and I am standing at the front of the line. Your only job is to witness the victory. This joy that is coming, it won't be a fleeting emotion or a temporary high. It will be a foundational shift in your very identity. It will be the kind of joy that makes you stop in the middle of a mundane task, perhaps while folding laundry or washing a dish, and burst into laughter because the burden is finally, truly gone. You will look at your reflection and see a light in your eyes that hasn't been there since you were a child. That is my glory reflecting off your surrender. We are moving toward the crescendo of this week, and the music of your life is changing from a dirge to a symphony. Do not be afraid of the volume. Do not be afraid of the height. You were made for this altitude. The tears of joy are the evidence that I have kept every promise, that not one word I spoke over your life has fallen to the ground. You are entering the space where the impossible becomes the inevitable. I am even touching the areas of your history that you thought were permanent scars. I am turning those scars into stars. The very places where you were wounded will become the places where my light shines through you most brightly to help others. This is why the joy will be so deep. It is not just for you, but it is a legacy. I am healing the generational lines, the patterns of lack and sorrow that tried to claim you. I am breaking the chains of the past with the hammer of my goodness. If you feel a sudden, inexplicable warmth in your chest today, do not dismiss it. It is my hand resting upon your heart, steadying the beat, quieting the anxiety. I am rearranging the furniture of your life to make room for the abundance that is arriving. Some things had to be moved out to make space for the new. The clutter of old hurts, the dust of past failures, I am sweeping it all away with the wind of my spirit. You are standing in a clean, wide-open space now. Look at the horizon of your Saturday. Do you see the colors changing? That is not just a sunset, it is the burning away of the old world. The gold you see is the fire of my love refining your future. You are feeling again, you are hoping again. And that hope is not a gamble, it is an anchor cast into the veil of eternity. I am the God of the suddenly. Suddenly, the phone will ring with the news you needed. Suddenly, the door that was bolted shut will swing wide on silent hinges. Suddenly, the clarity you've been begging for will settle over your mind like a soft morning mist. You have spent years in the not yet, but you have entered the now. Every step you take from this moment on is on holy ground. Every breath you take is an act of worship. Feel the warmth of my presence surrounding you like a thick, soft mantle. You are protected. You are provided for. You are deeply, wildly and irrevocably loved. And the joy is just getting started. It will bubble up from your belly and overflow through your lips in songs you didn't know you knew. It will be your strength when you thought you had none left. We are walking together into the very heart of the miracle, and the path is paved with my faithfulness. Think of the midnight hours when the silence felt like a weight, a heavy blanket that suppressed your breath and made the walls of your room feel like they were closing in. I was there in that density, whispering the words you were too tired to hear. You thought those nights were wasted in grief, but I was using them to cultivate a depth in your soul that only the dark can produce. You are now like a tree that has sent its roots deep into the subterranean rivers. When the heat of the world comes, you will not wither, for you are drinking from me. Do not look back at the valley with fear, for I have already lifted your feet to the plateau. You remember the nights when you leaned your head against the cold glass of the window, watching the rain and wondering if the storm inside you would ever cease. I was there, catching every drop that fell from your eyes. I didn't just count them, I bottled them, and now I am pouring them back over your life as the rain that will make your garden bloom. You thought you were losing time, but I was redeeming it. You thought you were being forgotten, but I was preparing you for a weight of glory you could not have carried before. Consider the heavy silence of your kitchen table, where you sat with those documents, those bills, those letters that felt like anchors pulling you into the deep. I am breathing my life into those papers now. Where there was a no, I am writing a yes that no man can erase. Where there was a not enough, I am opening the storehouses of heaven to show you that my supply is not limited by the world's economy. This week, watch as the provisions arrive from unexpected directions, from hands you haven't met and places you've never looked. I am the God who commands the ravens to feed his children, and I have commanded the resources of this earth to find their way to your doorstep. You will look at your hands and see them filled, not just with enough to survive, but with enough to be the blessing you have always desired to be. And what of your body, my beloved? I have seen the fatigue that has settled into your bones, the way you have had to push yourself just to face the morning sun. I am moving through your bloodstream like a river of light. I am repairing the cells that were damaged by stress and the weariness of the soul. You will feel a surge of vitality that you haven't known in years. It will not be a temporary burst of energy, but a deep, abiding strength that comes from being rooted in my peace. When you wake tomorrow, the heaviness that usually greets you will be replaced by a lightness of heart, as if the gravity of the world has lost its hold on you. You will move with a grace that is not your own. I am also mending the frayed threads of your family. I know the names you whisper in your prayers when you think I am not listening. I know the faces that haunt your dreams, the children who have wandered, the partners who have grown cold, the friends who have vanished into the shadows of misunderstanding. I am the great reconciler. I am touching those hearts even as you read these words. Softness is returning where there was stone. I am whispering my truth into their ears in the quiet of the night, undoing the knots of pride and fear that have kept you apart. You will receive a message, a glance, or a word that signals the beginning of a great return. It will be the first green shoot of a harvest of restoration. Do not rush it. Let it grow under the warmth of my favor. I am teaching you to see through my eyes, to see people not for their flaws, but for their potential in me. This is part of the joy of seeing the dead come back to life, the lost being found, and the broken being made whole. You are witnessing the architecture of a miracle. Every piece of your life that seemed out of place is being moved by my hand into its perfect position. You are not a puzzle to be solved. You are a masterpiece in progress. The why questions that have tormented your mind are being answered by my presence. You will find that you no longer need the answers when you have the author of life standing beside you. I am replacing your why with who. I am the who that is enough for every situation. Feel the shift in the atmosphere of your home. The air is becoming thick with my peace. The shadows are retreating into the corners, for my light is filling every room. You will find yourself laughing at things that used to make you cry. You will find yourself singing over the tasks that used to drain you. This is the transformation of your sorrow into a dance. I am taking off your mourning clothes and dressing you in the robes of my righteousness and the garments of my praise. You have been in the winter for so long that you forgot what the spring felt like, but the ice has melted and the ground is soft. I am planting seeds of joy in the furrows of your past pain. They will grow so fast that by the end of this week, you will be surrounded by the fragrance of my goodness. Do not be afraid to be happy. Do not wait for the other shoe to drop, for in my kingdom there is no other shoe of tragedy. There is only more and more of my grace. You are entering a season of sustained favor. The tears you shed tonight will be the last of their kind. From here on, your eyes will only glisten with the wonder of what I am doing. Can you hear the sound of the wind? It is the sound of my spirit blowing through the dry valleys of your life, bringing bone to bone and flesh to flesh. Everything is coming alive. Everything is being renewed. And you are at the center of it all, the object of my affection, the one I have chosen to display my glory through. Remember the dreams you tucked away in the back of your heart, the ones you called foolish, because they didn't align with your reality. I am dusting them off. I am breathing on those embers until they become a blaze. You will find yourself dreaming again, not just in your sleep, but with your eyes wide open. You will see possibilities where you once saw walls. I'm expanding your territory, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. You will have more capacity to love, more capacity to lead, and more capacity to endure. The limitations you placed on yourself were based on your strength, but you are now operating in mine. I am the God of the impossible, and impossible is where I do my best work. Think of the specific person who told you that you wouldn't make it. I am not going to vindicate you by crushing them. I am going to vindicate you by blessing you so abundantly that they will have to acknowledge the hand of God on your life. Your success will be a testimony to my mercy. Your peace will be a witness to my power. Even in the workplace, where you have felt overlooked and undervalued, I am positioning you for a promotion that you didn't even apply for. I am putting your name in the mouths of people who have the power to open doors. They will not know why they are drawn to you, but they will sense the excellence and the light that I have placed within you. You are a city set on a hill, and you cannot be hidden any longer. The time for hiding in the shadows of insecurity is over. I am calling you into the light. Step forward with confidence, knowing that I am your rear guard and your scout. I have gone before you to level the mountains, and I am behind you to protect you from the arrows of the enemy. You are safe. You are secure. You are mine. And we are just beginning to peel back the layers of the extraordinary life I have planned for you.